Hey explorers, have you ever wondered what it's like to live, or even visit, the most remote corners of our planet? Places so far from civilization that getting there feels like traveling to another world? Today, we're counting down the 5 most isolated places on Earth. From tiny islands lost in the ocean to a point so remote, the closest humans might be astronauts. Buckle up, because this journey is going to blow your mind. If you love adventure, history, or just crazy facts, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Isolation. It's a word that sparks curiosity. What makes a place truly cut off from the rest of the world? Is it distance? Inaccessibility? Or maybe just the sheer determination it takes to live there? We've scoured the globe to bring you the 5 most isolated spots, ranked by how far they are from other people, how hard they are to reach, and how unique their stories are. From a tiny village in the Arctic to a spot in the ocean where spaceships go to die, these places redefine remote. Along the way, we'll uncover their history, culture, and why they're so hard to visit. Plus, stick around to the end for a bonus fact that'll make you rethink what alone really means. Let's get started with number 5. At number 5, we're not even on land. Welcome to Point Nemo, the most isolated place on the planet. Period. Smack in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean, this spot is 1,670 miles from the nearest land. That's further than New York to Los Angeles. The closest land masses are tiny Ducie Island, Motu Nui near Easter Island, and Maher Island in Antarctica. But here's the kicker. No one lives here. Zero. Zilch. It's just water, waves, and the occasional fish. Point Nemo is so remote that the closest humans are often astronauts on the International Space Station, 250 miles straight up. That's why it's called the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. It's literally the farthest you can get from land without leaving Earth. But don't think it's just empty ocean. This place has a wild job. It's a spacecraft graveyard. Over 260 satellites, space stations, and even parts of the old Mir station have been crashed here, sinking to the ocean floor. Why? Because it's so far from anyone, there's no risk to humans. Life here is sparse, but bacteria and small critters thrive in the South Pacific Gyre. In 2024, British explorer Chris Brown made history by swimming at Point Nemo. Imagine that, just you and the endless sea. Visiting is nearly impossible unless you're a hardcore sailor with months to spare. Point Nemo is isolation at its purest, a place where humanity feels like a distant memory. Let's head somewhere with actual people for number 4. Alright, let's head to the Arctic for number 4. Itokortormiit, Greenland. Try saying that 5 times fast. This tiny village of about 450 people sits on the edge of Scoresby Sound, the world's largest fjord system. It's surrounded by 600 miles of empty wilderness in Northeast Greenland National Park, the biggest national park on Earth, bigger than most countries. Getting here? Good luck. Sea ice blocks ships for 9 months a year, so you're stuck with helicopters or boats from Iceland, and even those are rare. This is one of the most isolated towns you can actually live in. The name Itokortormiit means big house place in Greenlandic, and the houses are painted bright colors to cheer up the long, dark winters. Residents are mostly Inuit, living off hunting polar bears, whales, and seals. Talk about self-sufficiency. Life here is tough, but vibrant. Kids go to school, there's a small grocery store, and in summer, a few tourists brave the journey for hiking and kayaking. The Northern Lights are a bonus! But with no roads connecting it to anywhere else, Itokortormiit feels like its own little world. Fun fact, the village got internet in the 2000s, so they're not totally cut off anymore, just don't expect fast Wi-Fi. Coming in at number 3 is Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, in the South Pacific. This place is 2,200 miles west of Chile and 2,600 miles from Tahiti. That's a 5-hour flight from Santiago, and flights are scarce. With under 8,000 residents, it's one of the most isolated places you can actually visit, if you can get there. Easter Island is famous for its 887 moai statues, carved by the Rapa Nui people between the years 1250 and 1500. These massive stone heads, some as tall as 33 feet, make this a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But beyond the statues, the island's isolation has preserved a unique Polynesian culture. Locals speak Rapa Nui in Spanish, and they're fiercely proud of their heritage, with festivals like Tapati showcasing music and dance. Life here revolves around fishing, farming, and tourism, but the island's small size, 63 square miles, means resources are tight. Its isolation led to ecological challenges centuries ago, when deforestation nearly wiped out the population. Today, it's a bucket list destination, but don't expect a quick trip. The remoteness makes everything from food to fuel crazy expensive. Easter Island proves you can be isolated and still iconic. Let's check out number 2. Pitcairn Island, the Bounty's legacy. At number 2, we're diving into the South Pacific again for Pitcairn Island, home to just 50 people, one of the least populous places on Earth. It's 3,300 miles from New Zealand and 1,200 miles from the nearest land, Mangareva. Want to visit? You'll need a 32-hour cargo ship ride because no planes or helicopters land here. This is next-level isolation. Pitcairn's claim to fame? It's home to descendants of the 1789 HMS Bounty mutineers who fled here with Tahitian companions after rebelling against Captain Bligh. Their story inspired books and movies, but life on Pitcairn isn't all romance. The island's rugged with no ports, so supplies are rowed ashore. Residents farm, fish, and sell handmade crafts online. Yep, they've got internet barely. Adamstown, the only settlement, feels frozen in time. Everyone knows everyone, and they speak a mix of English and Tahitian. The island's raw beauty and history draw a handful of adventurers yearly. If you want to live where the world can't find you, Pitcairn's your spot. Now let's hit number 1. And here we are, the number 1 most isolated place on Earth, Tristan da Cunha, a speck in the South Atlantic Ocean. It's 1,500 miles from South Africa and 2,000 miles from South America. With 238 residents, it's the remotest inhabited archipelago in the world. No airport, no easy way in, just a 6-day boat trip from Cape Town and only 9 trips a year. Edinburgh of the Seven Seas, the main settlement, is like a time capsule. Locals farm potatoes, fish for lobster, and speak a unique dialect shaped by British, American, and Italian settlers. Life's simple, no cell phones, no rush. But don't think it's boring. In 1961, a volcanic eruption forced everyone to evacuate to England, only for most to return. They love their island that much. Visiting is a mission. You need permission from the island council, and there's just one guest house. But those who make it rave about the community and untouched beauty. Tristan's so remote that during World War I, mail stopped for a decade. If you crave true escape, this is it, the edge of the world. From the spacecraft graveyard of Point Nemo to the volcanic haven of Tristan da Cunha, these places show how far humans can go and how far we can stay away. Each spot has its own story, proving isolation doesn't mean lifeless. Oh, and here's a bonus fact. Point Nemo was named after Captain Nemo from Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Fitting for a place that feels like fiction. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more epic adventures. Until next time, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the next wild ride.